Now, whatever's best for the dogs.
If there's a family that's going to give him, all the love and attention he so much deserves, that's the whole point of running this rescue.
Hello, everyone. She gave everything, her time, her heart, her home to the dogs no one wanted and the people no one trusted. But behind the powerful mission of Pit Bulls and Parolees lies a heartbreaking truth few ever saw coming. From betrayal and legal battles to the sudden cancellation of the show that changed lives, Tia Torres has weathered storms most would never survive. What really happened when the camera stopped rolling? Why did it all come crashing down? Stick around because this story isn't just about rescue, it's about resilience and the fight to keep hope alive when the world turns its back. Tia Maria Torres was born on June 11, 1960, in Southern California, and from the beginning, her life was shaped by adversity. Her parents divorced early in her childhood, and after her mother passed away, it was her stepmother who stepped in and became the most important figure in her life. It was this woman who taught her strength, empathy, and compassion. Through her, Tia learned that animals weren't just companions, they were teachers, healers, and friends. From a young age, Tia was drawn to animals. Her home was filled with dogs, cats, horses, and even goats. But it wasn't until she met her loyal Catalpa leopard dog named Cougar that she fully understood the depth of the bond between humans and animals. At just 17 years old, Tia made a decision that would define the rest of her life. She packed up her belongings, her animals, and set off on her own. With no home and no money, she lived in a truck or a horse trailer. Some nights were freezing, some days were lonely, but her animals were her strength. They needed her, and she needed them. After those early years of survival, Tia joined the military, where she learned discipline and resilience. She then worked as a truck driver and later became a youth gang counselor in Los Angeles. She saw firsthand how society gave up on certain people just like it gave up on certain dogs. This understanding shaped her mission. Her heart was big enough for both. Then one day, everything changed. While visiting an animal shelter in Los Angeles, Tia met a pit bull brindle-coated, covered in scars, and found in a violent crime scene. Most people would have looked the other way, but Tia saw something else. She saw love. The dog, later named Tatanka, was gentle with her daughters and calm in the chaos. That pit bull wasn't a monster, it was misunderstood. That moment became a spark. Soon after, Tia founded the Villa Lobos Rescue Center. At first, she rescued wolves and wolf hybrids, but the mission quickly expanded to include pit bulls, a breed feared and demonized by many. But Tia knew the truth. These weren't killers, they were survivors, and they needed someone to fight for them. From 1999 to 2010, Tia partnered with Los Angeles Animal Services to run the Pit Bull Support Group, offering low-cost services and training to help dogs stay in loving homes. But Tia's mission didn't stop with animals. She began hiring parolees, people fresh out of prison who society had cast aside. At first, it was just one, then more came. 2 teenage boys with no home were given shelter, guidance, and eventually became her adopted sons Kanani and Kelai Mochak. Villa Lobos became a sanctuary for both animals and people, a place where dogs got a second chance at life, and humans got a second shot at redemption. The rescue grew, and so did its impact. In 2009, the story of Tia Torres and her relentless mission to rescue pit bulls and rehabilitate parolees caught the attention of Animal Planet. What began as a feature in Los Angeles magazine quickly turned into something much bigger, a full-fledged reality series titled Pit Bulls and Parolees. At first, Tia hesitated. Fame wasn't her goal. She didn't want cameras following her every move. Her focus was, and always had been, the animals. But donations were dwindling, costs were rising, and the demand for rescue services was higher than ever. With the future of Villa Lobos Rescue Center hanging in the balance, Tia made the brave choice to say yes, not for the spotlight, but to save lives. When the show debuted in October 2009, audiences were immediately drawn in. For the next 19 seasons, viewers tuned in weekly for a raw, unfiltered look at what true rescue work looks like. They witnessed the pain and the joy, the failures and the victories. They watched pit bulls once abused, abandoned, and chained find freedom, love, and families, and they saw parolees, often ignored by society, discover dignity, purpose, and healing through caring for those animals. Tanya and Mariah, Tia's daughters, became beloved figures in the series. So did her adopted sons, Kanani and Mo, who brought heart, humor, and hard work to the mission. Together, this wasn't just a rescue crew, it was a family fighting for something greater than themselves. But as the show's popularity grew, running the rescue in California became increasingly difficult. Harsh kennel laws, red tape, and ever-rising expenses made it clear Villa Lobos couldn't survive there much longer. So, in one of the boldest moves of her life, Tia decided to relocate the entire operation over to 100 pit bulls, her family, her staff, and every resource they had to New Orleans, Louisiana. The journey wasn't easy. It took multiple trips using moving trucks, a converted school bus, and a motorhome affectionately named the Doggy Limo. But by January 1, 2011, the last group of dogs arrived safely in New Orleans. Villa Lobos was reborn stronger, freer, and more supported than ever before. Despite the fresh start, life brought new challenges. In 2011, a planned expansion to Tehachapi, California was blocked by Kern County, causing financial losses and heartbreak. Then came hurricanes, floods, and rebuilding. But Tia and her team never stopped. Behind the scenes, Tia's personal life faced turmoil too. She had married Aaron Marcus Jackson in 2006, a former inmate with a notorious past. Their relationship symbolized her belief in second chances. But by 2018, Tia confirmed they had separated. Despite the divorce, she stayed focused on her mission. In the same year, Mariah also went through a painful divorce, yet the Torres family remained a united front, still saving dogs, still helping parolees, and still believing in redemption. Then came one of the darkest chapters, the Crescent City 5 case. People who were once part of Tia's trusted circle betrayed her. They neglected dogs, some of which died, others were stolen, and in a cruel twist, these same individuals sued Tia, demanding the return of 5 pit bulls they had mistreated for over a year. She was silenced by a court order. Stress and legal fees piled up, costing her nearly $100,000, but in the end, Tia won. The dogs were saved, the lies exposed, yet another devastating blow was just around the corner. In November 2022, after more than a decade on air, Pit Bulls and Parolees was abruptly canceled, shocking loyal fans and shaking the foundation of Villa Lobos Rescue Center. The reason? A major corporate merger between Discovery Communications and Warner Brothers led to massive programming shifts. In the wake of this restructuring, long-running, heartfelt shows like Tia's were quietly swept off the schedule. But this wasn't just the end of a television show. For Tia Torres, it was the loss of a vital lifeline. The series had been more than just entertainment, it was a source of survival. The income from the show paid for food, veterinary care, medications, staff wages, maintenance, and everything that kept Villa Lobos running day to day. Its cancellation created a sudden and serious financial gap, threatening the very mission Tia had spent decades building. Still, Tia, ever the fighter, didn't give in. She knew quitting wasn't an option, not for her, not for the dogs, and not for the people who depended on her. Refusing to stay down, she launched the Rabid Reality Network, a streaming platform made especially for animal lovers. It featured original content like Life with the Underdogs, The Big Easy Boys, and various podcasts that explored life inside the rescue, the parolee experience, and the incredible transformations that took place behind the scenes. Unfortunately, the dream was short-lived. Technical issues plagued the platform. Many fans experienced login problems, failed video playback, and missing access. On top of that, creative differences between Tia and the media company backing the network caused friction behind the scenes. Within a year, Rabid Reality was shut down, but even in that moment of failure, Tia remained honest and accountable. She refunded supporters, shared updates transparently, and thanked those who had stood by her through it all. Determined to find a solution that truly worked, Tia pivoted once more, this time with a focus on simplicity and control. She launched an official YouTube channel and a Patreon page, platforms she could manage directly without relying on outside corporations. Fans now had an easy way to stay connected and support the mission. For as little as $3 a month, they could gain access to behind-the-scenes footage, early releases, and heartfelt content made by Tia herself. With no corporate oversight, Tia now tells her stories her way, authentic, raw, and unfiltered. Through new series like Tia Talk, Torres Unmuzzled, 25 to Wife, and Moto Maidens, she dives into rescue work, family struggles, and empowering stories of strength. Today, Villa Lobos Rescue Center stands resilient, still rescuing, still healing, still fighting, because Tia Torres doesn't quit. She adapts, she evolves, she endures for the dogs, for the people, and for the second chances they all deserve. So if you believe in second chances for dogs, for people, for yourself, be part of the movement. Like, share, and subscribe to help keep the mission alive. Because Villa Lobos isn't just a rescue, it's a revolution. And Tia Torres is the heart that keeps it beating strong. Thanks for watching.